Hello everyone, welcome to our pilot podcast episode. I don't know the name, there is no theme, but we're just creating, right?
Yeah, two beautiful people creating. So
Exactly.
Beautiful and creative souls here.
Facts. So for today's episode, we were inspired by the nonchalantness.
I hate living in this nonchalant ass generation because if I could tell you that I loved you right now, I probably would. What do you mean I have to wait 30 minutes to reply to a text? What do you mean I have to act like I don't like you so that you like me and then something happens? Why do we have to act like we don't like people for them to like us and then in the end up liking each other? Like, what's going on? Why do we all have to pretend like we don't like each other? I'm so full of love, like I need to tell everybody that I love them. Why do we have to act so nonchalant?
How can I say? Popularized it is at this era. And for today's topic, first we'll start by sharing who we are.
Why we are the right people to talk about this.
Exactly. Then we'll share what is nonchalantness, where is it coming from, are there any personal experiences with that, and is it a problem or not, and how do we reconnect with our inner self and the nonchalantness, and then we'll wrap it up. Today we are on the backyard of our lovely White House
In beautiful Kuldiga, Latvia.
Exactly. The morning was very sunny, but now you can see there's no sun, but we'll work with that.
It's a beautiful day to be in Latvia, so let's go.
Okay, so to start with, I'm Ansar'd. Yeah, you are watching this video on my channel. I'm from Kazakhstan, and yeah, I've been studying in Latvia. So far, that's what I want to say. What about you, though?
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Margarita. Ansar'd and I met while we were getting our master's degree here in Latvia. I am originally from Guatemala, and yeah, I think that's like basically, that's basically like the general information you guys need to know about us. Besides, I would say we're pretty funny. We are lover girls as well. And we're just two people trying to find our way around here. So
Exactly. Now, girl, since you mentioned the lover girl, what is nonchalantness to a lover girl? How do you define being nonchalant?
I was actually doing some, like before coming here, I was doing some research because like maybe I had the idea of what nonchalantness is, but I wasn't sure. Now, I would say nonchalantness has like two sides. Because on one side, it is nonchalant is deemed as cool. Like you don't care, like you're okay with whatever happens, and like everything seems to go your way because you don't care how it goes. So like, you know, like it is what it is, and you will work with it and it will be just fine. But then I also found another source where they were saying like some people are like too emotional, that they need this nonchalantness just so like maybe people don't take advantage of them, or like maybe they are not seen as less by other people.
Yes.
So I would say for a lover girl, maybe the nonchalantness is when the person you're interested in is just maybe not taking the initiative of doing stuff and just like going your way, going your flow, not really maybe it could seem like they don't care just because they always agree with you, or they don't really add anything that valuable to the conversation or to the relationship. They're just like cool with whatever happens. And then to us that feels like they don't care enough about us, and that they are just there because we are forcing them to be, or because we're pushing like the strings, not because they really want to be there, or that they are making an effort to be there.
Yeah, I would agree. There's like a different layers of nonchalantness. But to me, I would say being nonchalant is just like, not giving a fuck in general, like to basically anything. And to some extent it can be useful, but I would say nonchalantness to me more is connected to the negative context rather than the positive side of it. And I also, when I was doing the research, the nonchalantness was, it was connected to like detachment, apathy, and apathy is like no-go for us empaths. Like we cannot be apathetic at all.
No.
We give too much fucks about anything.
Yeah, for us, nonchalantness is truly an art.
Girl, we're the least nonchalant people. How nonchalant of us doing this podcast.
Yeah, look at us. Look at us.
And also, there was what I wanted to say. Yeah, I was interested in this connotation of like, to people, nonchalantness is playing it cool. And like nonchalantness is connected to this coolness. And I'm like, since when is it cool, right? How did it become like this cool trend to be nonchalant? And also, I don't know how this is related or not, but when I was like researching nonchalantness on YouTube, there were like male creators.
Yeah, no, exactly. That was also my point. Like what I was thinking. There was like only, like when I mentioned about you being nonchalant because people take advantage of you, of course it was a girl talking about it. Then the rest of the videos were the men of like how to be nonchalant.
Exactly. And not only how to be nonchalant, but they were like, women are attracted to nonchalantness. Be nonchalant to attract a woman. I'm like, ew. No, we are not doing this here. Not here.
You know, that's kind of like the thing a guy says, and then like another guy is like, yeah, that's what women like. And then like, you know, they never actually talk to a girl and like ask girl. There's just like one guy goes with it, and then the rest is like, yeah, this guy said so it must be like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's a new trend, I guess. Maybe now we'll move on to how it appeared and where did all this nonchalantness trend come from. From my side, I would say that it came from this the culture of detachment, like not caring too much. Someone doesn't care about you, you shouldn't care about them too, and all that like sense of detachment. Sure, there is like a positive level of it. You can't like, you shouldn't care about something or someone that does not like reciprocate the positive energy that you are giving. But in this era, I feel like this art of detachment is giving like too much toxicity into it, that it praises individuality and it like completely erases the connectedness between humanity. Like I feel like people are social creatures and people need to connect with each other. We are surrounded with people, and it's kind of against our nature to like isolate ourselves and be like, yeah, I'm just good on my own.
No, definitely. People are meant to have communities, are meant to share. It's, I guess, maybe maybe I'm going too far, but you know,
okay,
capitalism has like ruined this idea of community, and you know, like there's even a saying when like raising a child that it takes it takes a village to raise a child. And I guess, I mean, I don't know about your experience, but my experience, maybe coming from a country where like family values are still very strong, and it's not like maybe as normalized as it's here in Europe. Like for example, when your grandparents get too old, they move in with you. And I was raised, okay, my mom and my dad, I had like both of my parents were working. I was raised by my grandma, and at some point like we lived together. My grandma lived in my house. At some point my great grandma lived in my house. Like at some other point I had my great grandma one aunt and my grandma living at my house, and they were all taking care of me and my brother while my parents were at work. So like, we are meant to be surrounded by people, and that's really the only way things can continue rolling. Like,
Yes.
it gets so difficult when you're dealing it by yourself, like let alone dealing with yourself, like dealing with a family. But now, coming a bit back from like where nonchalantness come, I can connect this to, we had a like short neuroscience course in our masters, and Heidi, we love you. You are not gonna be watching this, but we love you.
Exactly.
And she was mentioning, how like in this, like the neuroscience thing, and like the paradox of choice, and like how nowadays, because we have so many choices, most likely we're not gonna be happy with what we choose, because we could always have chosen something better. So I think the how easy we have it now to connect with people through all the dating apps, through social media, like it comes to a point where maybe people decide that it's better to like
Distance.
to distance, because okay, if they don't pay attention to you, fine, like you can
There will be someone else.
yeah, exactly, you are just gonna open your phone, you're gonna like continue swiping on Tinder or like on Grindr or on any like dating app, and then you will have someone else that maybe they will appreciate you and love you, and eventually like this cycle continues. For some reason they don't fulfill your expectations, and then you say this is not it, and you rather not put in the work that are like developing a relationship actually needs.
Yes.
And then just change and look for someone else, and then
The cycle continues.
yeah, exactly. And then they also think about that. So this nonchalantness thing comes from a place of like, maybe we're looking for something that it could exist, but it needs work. It's not like you're gonna find it on the first try, and maybe people won't want to put like the effort, because there's this like paradox of choice that, if he's not fulfilling it or if she's not fulfilling it, then it's okay, someone else out there will be.
Yeah. True. But with the nonchalantness, some people tend to be nonchalant because they think it's like cool, like being mysterious, because like I remember there was a trend on TikTok like, don't be too much, you should act mysterious so that people would be interested in getting to know you, blah blah blah. But now that I think about it, I'm like, since when being mysterious is an interest? Like, I'm not interested in people who are mysterious.
Yeah, that's not a quality.
I'm like, you don't have interest? Okay, bye-bye.
Fine.
Like, I need someone passionate. Like, I mean, I want to get to know a person who is like, has a deep passion towards something. And I don't think you can be mysterious if you have a passion to something. And this act of nonchalantness of like, I will take my time, I'm not gonna like show my care, I don't want to seem too much, blah blah blah. It all comes to the fact that you are devaluing your humanity. Like, you are ignoring your interest, you are ignoring your inner self by like trying to being nonchalant, and like you are influenced to be nonchalant because the other person is
being also nonchalant.
Yes, and again, this is like a continuous cycle of people affecting each other and trying to play it cool, when in reality, like, sure, you're being nonchalant, okay, I'm not playing with that, bye-bye.
Yeah, that's not cool. Like, being cool is not cool.
Yeah, for us, cool is being too much, right?
Yeah. No, and I think like, yeah, if you are someone cool, like, you don't have to actively try to be cool. If you're cool, then you're cool. And yeah, showing emotions, showing that you care, it's cool. So
Exactly. Show your cares, guys. Now the question is about our personal stories. Did we act nonchalant at some point, or how we experienced the nonchalantness? Do you want to start, or?
I don't. Maybe you start, because maybe I think I haven't, like, I might have, but I'm not sure if that was nonchalant.
Okay.
But if you...
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
in my case, I would say that I for sure experienced nonchalantness in the dating scene. I don't think I ever experienced friendship nonchalantness because, yeah, all my friends are connected to their emotionality and
All your friends are girls? That's it. All your friends are girls. I am yet to meet like someone I call like a girl that is my friend that is nonchalant. Like,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, all my friends are girls, so that should tell why
A lot.
I haven't faced nonchalantness in friendly setting. But oh my god, the dating wise, girl, all those people, they were so nonchalant. Like, I would be like just me and sending like 5-6 texts in a row. I would get like one text as a reply, and I would be like, okay, like, how am I supposed to react this?
Yeah.
And
how are we having a conversation? Like, how am I supposed to continue a conversation with just one message?
yeah, and then like I get into this spiraling, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I should also like do not show my care, that do not show like I'm interested in that person, and then that person is gonna like come back to me and all that, blah blah blah. And again, I get into this self-analysis, self-sabotaging, while honestly it's that person. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
their
doing
problem.
anything wrong, I'm just being me. Why should I like limit myself and lower myself instead of in the eyes of someone when it's just me? So what else was there of nonchalantness?
I think also, like, maybe this goes into like a deeper problem. A lot of like guys struggle to socialize, especially with like from a female perspective. Because okay, maybe nowadays it's not as obvious that guys don't see women or girls as like humans, but like there's still something in them that, I don't know, they're like, if it's usually they try to like impress their other friends, mostly male friends, and the only reason they want to impress a girl is if they are attracted to this girl. But outside of outside of attractiveness, girls don't exist in their world. Like, I mean, I know you have like experienced this with your girlfriends and everything, but most times when a guy comes near you as a girl is because he wants you in like a sexual way.
Yes.
Not because he's like, oh, she's so interesting. No. Like, they are attracted to you and they want to get to you. That's the only reason they approach you and they try to be friends with you. So there's this like...
No, they don't try to be friends with you.
Yeah, no, yes. True, exactly. They don't want to be friends with you. They just want to get in your circle to get in your pants. And like, they don't know how to hold conversations, or like they don't care enough to hold the conversations. Because I remember I saw this on a TikTok, and they were saying when you're having a conversation with a straight guy, and it was this girl, and she was like, they were like watching something on the TV, and she was telling him like, oh, you know, I saw this like last week with my brother, or like something related to whatever they were watching. I saw this last week with my brother, and the guy would just be like, oh yeah, it was good, right? And like,
Thanks for nothing.
yeah, and like they would add nothing to the conversation. They won't ask any questions back. So it's like, I don't know, like why they struggle to keep a conversation is as easy as like asking questions back, like, and they struggle with that. They don't do that.
Exactly. Our friends would be like, what made you think about that film? Why did you find it interesting?
Yeah.
The simplest question ever. Why?
Yeah, they
In
would
any
make a
case
joke.
scenario, just why?
Yeah, exactly. Like, lowest case scenario, they would be like, oh, why? Explain to me. Then maybe they would come up with like, oh, you know, I also had this, that. It would remind them of another story, and like they will continue the conversation. But usually the guys are just like you are kind of like being spoon-fed information. Like you have to like ask for it, and they'll be just like giving whatever you ask they want. So
Yes, and I think at some point those people who are like spoon feeding you think that they're doing it right. I don't think they see a problem in that.
that's the worst part. Like, yeah.
They're like, yeah, this is how it should be. So that kind of sucks.
And that's not how it should be.
Exactly. But now that I think about it, I don't know if I ever was nonchalant. Yeah, I think no. Like, I'm an opposite of nonchalant. I mean, no. I might act nonchalant when I'm not interested in the person. But
But like, I guess that's fair.
yeah, because I think the nonchalantness is a problem when it happens with people who are like interested in each other, and they are trying to act all this nonchalant to just like protect their peace in a sense, like not to get hurt, all that, blah blah blah. In that sense, I think nonchalantness is like problematic. But when like you're not like necessarily interested in the another person, it's not okay to like be nonchalant and like avoiding it. It's okay to be nonchalant and like telling it out loud, and communicating it and being like, sorry, like you're a nice person, but we're not matching, like in that kind of sense, right? Like just communicating it.
That's what exactly what I was gonna tell you, because if you're like, oh, I'm just nonchalant when I'm not attracted, I think that's exactly what they are doing. Like in a scenario, that's what they are doing, and the other part, maybe they're like just taking it cool. But yeah, it's fine to act nonchalant, but also be direct about it. Like, don't be nonchalant and still like crave the attention that you're giving, because that's also like something that happens. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot with mostly girls that do this, that they like being liked by guys, but they don't actually like the guys. So,
they like the attention.
Exactly. So they're like, you know, maybe they're like nonchalant to a point where it's just like enough to still keep the guys like exactly. So that's also not okay.
Yeah. Let's all be direct with each other and communicate our needs and feelings, right?
Yeah.
Why play games? Yeah, also this era of nonchalantness hugely popularizes the era of playing games, like I will reply to this message when it's full moon in 6 days, blah blah blah. Bitch, what the fuck? You have your phone, you saw the message.
Yeah, the whole day.
Reply. What's wrong with that? Why like make all these strategies?
It's so much mental work. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm also very tired of that. And I cannot say I have not done that, but it's very tiring. And then in my experience with nonchalantness, I guess, yeah, like, of course I have experienced nonchalantness. Nothing like really that big that like marked me, because I guess I'm someone that, okay, if you're not showing your interest in me, okay, like fine, fine for you. I'll try, like, if I'm really interested in you, girl, I'm gonna try.
We will try.
Yeah, we'll try a couple times, and
Maybe 5 times.
yeah. There's a limit. 100? Yeah, maybe. Then that's where I draw the line. No, but like, if I am really into you, or like I really find you interesting, and you're acting this nonchalant, okay, maybe at the beginning I will try to like still make the conversation and like still keep this going, just because, as I was telling you before, some guys, they don't know how to hold a conversation. So sometimes I'll put it on myself, and if by the second time you're like, you know, like I still feel like you're not reciprocating it, then I just stop talking. And I never block unless you do something like very bad to me. But like, for example, if you're just like this nonchalant, okay, then like I'll unfollow you, I'll make you unfollow me. Like, you know, there's no need for for this to be such a big thing. But besides that, yeah, I think that's like, yeah, I have never had any major nonchalant. Of course, we have gone through it, but usually I just give up after a couple tries, and if it's not reciprocated, then it is not, and I can move on. But then, yeah, that's.
Yeah.
But also, you know, with a guy, sometimes, in my experience, like, sometimes it's not that they're well, this only has happened once. So,
But maybe it's a universal experience.
I don't know, but like, it wasn't that he was nonchalant. It was that he was so timid, and maybe I was, like, I am a lot. Like, I know I am a lot, and at some point I remember we were like even joking, and it was like, yeah, like, don't worry, I'm extroverted for the both of us, because like I'm really extroverted. And like the conversation at that point, he was just so timid. He didn't know like really how to continue the conversation. Like I knew for sure he was interested, but it's just like it was just not flowing. And I was the one like holding the conversation, like making the jokes. Also, he didn't get my jokes, which
I guess that was the cultural context, girl. Because like, yeah, not everyone gets our jokes.
so it was kind of like hard, because as much as like he was like nice, and I see how he was doing the effort, but I remember like at the end of the date I was like so tired, because I was like doing a lot of the conversation, a lot of the joke, and of course like during the date, like I was questioning like, oh, maybe I am being too much, maybe I should like just like retract a little bit. And so it was very, very tiring. But yeah, I don't like nonchalant. It's like, you know, that's like what I really like, I guess, is, for example, in relationships, I don't even enjoy the chase. I hate the chase.
Yes.
I hate having this sensation of like,
Well, you mean you chasing someone or you being chased?
oh,
or
neither.
both?
Yeah,
Oh,
both.
okay.
I don't like the chase from both like ends. I think my like the kind of like serious relationships I've been with, it's been like maybe 2 or 3. Like all cases, we have been like very straightforward since the beginning. It's like, I like you, let's go on a date. Of course.
As simple as that.
Yeah. And you know, worst case scenario, okay, maybe I'm not that into you, maybe you are not that into me, fine. But like, there wasn't this like chase.
Playing games.
Exactly. There was never this nonchalantness. No, like, since the very beginning, it was like, I like you, let's go out on a date. I like you, like, are you in a relationship, or are you looking for, you know, like, it's always been very direct, and I really enjoy that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like the chase, the games.
We love directness. We love communication.
Yes, we love it, we enjoy it, and
Exactly.
it's just who we are, so it's okay.
We've already been discussing this, but now the next question is it a problem? I would say there is like of course, as always, double side to it. The positive takeaway from nonchalantness is like not putting too much energy and too much care of yourself to something that is not valuing you, right? Like, because it's hard to care about everything in the world.
Yeah.
Even though like you
It's
want
exhausting.
to. Yeah, it's exhausting, and it's like too much work, and it like generally kind of affects you bad. But also if you like completely detach from everything, and like you are just by yourself and all that, you are not taking anything seriously, then it's also like, okay, but what makes you human then? Why don't you care about anything? There was like this quote from Alice in Wonderland. I read it while like getting inspired on the article. It was said like, the Mad Hatter was telling Alice, oh, what happened to you? You lost your muchness. And that really made me question, like, yeah, lately people are like popularizing this being not too much, like calming yourself and not caring about something. But if you are a human and you have some interest, or you are generally like emotional person, you will care.
Yeah.
And like it's okay to be not nonchalant. Like we should decrease the level of nonchalantness in this world. It's been too much.
Yeah, and like as you were saying, I think, yeah, like if you're passionate about something, you should like definitely put the work into it. Like being nonchalant, will take you nowhere. Like I remember I was just watching this podcast. I don't remember like who were, but she was just like, as I was watching the podcast, I was like reading some of the comments left under the podcast. And there was like a girl saying like, oh my gosh, like she's putting so much work into it, like I could never, da. And she was saying like she was putting so much work into it, and like so much time and so much energy was going into this that she would never do it. But like the girl that was speaking in the podcast, she was a girl that went to Stanford. And she was saying that when she was applying to Stanford, like they needed to have some, she was applying for a scholarship so she could go to Stanford. And the scholarship was like there was a part in the scholarship of your application that you could link any articles you had been like quoted in, or you had participated or something, right? So this girl, she was like, I don't have any articles, like what can I do? So she was telling how she went into Twitter and she was just looking for journalists overall, and then she found Twitter or LinkedIn, I don't remember, but then she found this like specific hashtag where the journalists will use just to like say that they were looking for people to interview in this certain topic. So she will go through like all the posts that she found about it, and she will like email them. And she was saying like she was applying for something, I don't remember, but like it was about environment, and she found that this climate change articles that she could contribute to or that she could write. So she sent an email out to every journalist she found. At the end, she was like even brought to like a stage. I don't know how it's called in English, but it's like to a stage where she was just like sharing her experience and everything she has done. And at the end, like the call for the scholarship she was initially applying closed. Like I think she either didn't make the deadline or something happened, but like she could not apply for the scholarship or something. And then because of the founders of the scholarship heard about her and saw that she was doing all of this, they like personally invited her to apply. Like they opened a spot just for her so she could apply, and she got the scholarship. So do you think being nonchalant will take you to Stanford? Will get you like a scholarship?
Exactly.
See, so like, yeah, like if it's adding to you, then like just show that you care, show your passion, and it will take you places.
Facts. True. As long as you have passion and as long as you are like willing to put in effort, you should do that. Why would you act all that detached and being like, no, okay, if it's not meant to be, then it's not meant to be.
Yeah.
But like, sure.
You're not gonna get anywhere with that mindset.
Facts. What else?
Yeah, no, I think is it a problem? In conclusion, I would say
yes.
Emotionally, yes. I think being nonchalant is mostly a problem. Like 85, maybe 80% of the time being nonchalant, it's a problem. We understand that, as what you were saying, it's hard to always care, but I guess you just have to like set your priorities, and also like keep in mind other people, because it's not fair. For example, like, oh, I'm looking for a relationship, but that's not really my priority, so you're deciding to be nonchalant in that. Like, it's not fair for the other person to do that.
Facts.
So
don't play with others' feelings, please.
It's okay to be nonchalant in things that don't matter or that won't have like a negative impact in you or in others. So it's a balance. I think nothing in this life is 100% right or 100% wrong.
Facts.
But be passionate, show that you love something. Like, it's so hot to see, like, it's so attractive to see when someone's passionate
I know,
about
right?
something.
Oh my god, girl. I am down on my knees when a person is super passionate and has an interest in something and puts the work to do that. I wish. But yeah, as a wrap up of this podcast, I wanted to say that thanks to Margarita for being my first guest
I enjoyed this, girl.
and agreeing to share her opinion on this matter. We will be waiting for your takeaways on nonchalantness and what do you think about it. But in general, what I would say is be passionate, show your interest, and if it's not being reciprocated, sure.
Move on.
Facts.
But passion will take you places. So,
Exactly. Thank you for listening.
thank you guys.
Bye bye.
My girl. Girl, I really enjoyed this.
Okay.
You're like, fine.